Hello, Jess Too Good here, and LEGO sent me a fresh box of LEGO Minifigures Series 20 to open and review. So we'll be doing an opening today of 60 packs. I'm not a huge fan of this series, but I do love opening minifigure packs, so let's get inside. So I'm not sure when these release because Toy Fair said April 19th, and other sources said May 1st. And I asked LEGO, and they said they'll send me when they get the info, and they have not sent me the info, so I have no clue. Either way, first pack is the Discus Thrower. So for the Discus Thrower, or the athlete, whatever you want to call her, I like this printed 2x2 circular tile of the disc. The design of this is very reminiscent of, say, some of the Team GB figures, which I was really fortunate to get, but I noticed that not a lot of people were able to get because it was such a rare series in general. We do have that medallion there, which I might be wrong, but it might be different from the ones in Team GB, and I guess the swimmer from Series 7, because it looks a little more bronze, but that's something I'll have to research for the review. And the face printing is dual-sided. I actually do like her front facial print. It's a pretty cute expression. Then the back, she looks pretty determined and sweating. And this design of the spear here is new in white. Also, I noticed that there's this logo, and I think that logo is used in LEGO City. It's kind of like a LEGO City sports brand. All right, next pack. And what do we got? It looks like, ooh, one of my favorites, the Viking. And for the Viking, I really like this one because, first off, it's more historically accurate than the original Vikings because it doesn't have the horns on the side. Very nice detailing with this new piece of the helmet. Now, if you're wondering what the printing looks underneath on some parts, don't worry, because as we get later on in the review and we get duplicates, I tend to not put accessories on them. So you'll get to get a better look at them later on. But I love the dual molding, not only on the legs, but on the arms. There's even some printing at the back. And this design for the shield looks awesome. Also, it has the beard piece in a light orange, which I haven't seen that in that coloring before. We get it a lot in a dark orange, but in light orange, you actually do get an extra as an extra piece. So for each of these figures, you get 2 of those beards. Overall, definitely one of the best in the series. And, oh, no back facial printing. For a second, I was like, oh, he might have it. All right, next pack. And inside needs to be Llama Girl. Don't get me wrong, I like llamas, but this one is basically, or just a lot like the giraffe one with that tall mask piece that's new. I haven't seen a LEGO llama before, so it's kind of weird that there's somebody in a llama costume, but there's no LEGO llama. And her accessory is extremely boring with the carrot. Face printing is fine. I think that's a pretty cute expression. And at the back, more of a grin. But I do like that they have a little bit of thinner eyebrows. One thing I always say is that you could change up eyebrows on LEGO minifigures, and it seems like LEGO doesn't tend to do that a lot. So that's a little bit of variation there. I anticipate a lot of you guys being like, oh, the eyebrow thing is such an illegitimate complaint or whatever, but whatever, it's just how I feel. At the end of the day, let's see what we got here. Oh, it's the rocker. So for this 80s rock star, or whatever you want to call him, the Keytar Player, this design is kind of disappointing to me because this hairpiece in this coloring is like the most common color for the hairpiece. I like getting new hairpieces. We've gotten a lot of rockers in CMS before, whether it be the Franken rocker or the various guitar players throughout the different series. And this Keytar, according to musicians, is inaccurate. Now, I'm not a musician, so I don't really know. That was actually my favorite part of the figure, but if it's inaccurate, that's kind of lame as well. Now, if you look at his torso printing and his leg printing, geez, I'm getting my words mixed up. I actually do like those. I think that's pretty cool with the pink pants and this pretty cool jacket, which has this tour design at the back. Also, he does have an alternate expression where he looks to be rocking out. That just reminds me of the Downtown Diner rocker, which this is pretty similar to as well. All right, next pack. And inside, oh, wow, another Keytar Player. And for the duplicates, like I said, I don't put the accessories on, but here's a different look for the Keytar Player with that face at the front. I'll probably keep the duplicates separate and give them to my mom to review, which I know I advertise it a lot, but she has a YouTube channel, Just To Mom. Now, inside here, it is, oh, the hip-hop breakdancer. And she is one of my favorites of the series. I love this hair-hat combo that's new and exclusive to this series. And a surprise, she actually has a little action pose piece, which was all over DC CMF's, the last LEGO minifigure series. And that's pretty useful to put her in different breakdancing poses. I also like getting this boom box in that bright bluish green coloring, which is one of my favorite LEGO colors. and the printing on her is fantastic. I like the torso print with that salmon coloring, the legs, which have that special kind of, I forgot the exact name of the pants, but it looks great with the dual molding. One thing I do not like, though, is her lack of a second face. Now, a lot of the minifigures in this series have alternate faces. So to not have one for her when she has a very specialized head, or I guess printing with that little chipped eyebrow, that's kind of lame, because you can't really make an alternate expression for her since there's not many other minifigures with that little chipped eyebrow. So that was a little bit of a letdown. And apologies if I'm misspeaking. It's like 7 a.m. and I just woke up and I found out that the embargo date, which whenever I get LEGO gifts or whatever, LEGO review copies, oh, there you go, Peas in a Pod. LEGO gives us a date and time to put it up on. So I thought it was this Friday, but it was today, and I'm like, oh man, I just really want to open these as well. So might as well, it's a little early. But this is for the Peas in the Pod design. See, I'm already flubbing up the words. I don't really care for it being a Peas in a Pod, but I do kind of like that it's a popular costume. Like, I've seen people have a Peas in a Pod costume with their significant other, so I guess that's kind of cool. But the apple accessory is just kind of random. I guess maybe because she has like a fruit salad shirt, which that's actually a pretty cool shirt design. I do like that. But I would have just preferred if they gave us like a little mini Peas in a Pod piece, because there's no mini Peas in a Pod piece in LEGO, or even just a printed dish or something. The apple piece is very common. I do like how she has green lipstick as well, which you could see on her alternate facial expression, where it almost looks like she might be eating or taking a bite of the apple. Next pack. And it's the Piñata Kid. For the Piñata Kid, this design is, I guess, one of the better ones of the series for me. I mean, it's not entirely unique. It's pretty similar to one of the characters from Series 2. This does have a pretty cool poncho design, though. I like the colors on there. Also like getting this hat up here with this design. It's not a common hat piece, and it's cool to get it. But the best part just fell off, and that is the Pinata. This is an excellent piece, and I like the printing on it. I like the new molding, I guess we could say, but that's not entirely accurate. And then on the face, I just noticed that mine has a little chip in the eyebrow as well. But unlike the Breakdancer, I don't think that's supposed to be on all of them, and that might just be a misprint. Either way, he also has the stick as an accessory, and his torso print underneath is just a plain white shirt. Meh. And if you're wondering, oh, what's the ordering of these, since it seems like there's a specific order to each box with any series on the arrangement of the figures, and if you looked in the beginning, all my packs were messed up, so I can't give you a legitimate order, but at the end of the video, we'll see the box breakdown, so that'll be helpful. But we have Sleepy Girl, I guess would be the name for it. Or actually, I think it's Pajama Girl, and this one's pretty good. Keep in mind, this series is $5 a pack, so when you have a figure like this, which is cool, but it feels like it doesn't have too much going on, it does feel a little bit weaker when you have to pay $5 a pack in the United States. This design I do really like with the hair, which the hair is Hermione's hair in a new color. That's extremely useful. Also, the pajamas of the bunny there has some arm printing, which looks great. I mean, that's actually a pretty useful piece. And this new bunny piece is pretty useful as well, because we only have, I guess, plush bears, right? We don't have too many plushes in general. So to have a different, I guess, format for a plush is going to be useful. What I don't like is I think Series 6's Sleepy Boy had an alternate facial expression where they were asleep. This one just has that facial expression and then nothing else. Would have been useful to get Sleepy Girl facial expression, but there is one that's in the other sets, but I think it's with lipstick or whatever. All right, next pack. Inside, it is the Torment Night. And for the Torment Night, this design, I don't know, a lot of people I've seen like, which is okay. We don't get too much castle stuff. You could like what you want. Me personally, though, I don't care for this. Out of like all the CMF nights, this and probably the first night, which was Series 9's Heroic Night, if I'm not mistaken. Or I guess Series 7 did have that one night. But whatever, you get the point. Those are some of the weakest ones. And this one, being in 2020, this is one of the weakest ones because it just doesn't feel so special. This Torment outfit is kind of weird how he may not have armor on him, and he just seems very vulnerable in that way. I do like the reference to what seems to be Black Falcon, which was a faction in Castle, but I might be wrong about that. I do like the new sword, but I expect that to be released with the Ninjago sets this summer. Maybe I'll be wrong, because I think the Ninjago sets this summer are more night-based. But the design underneath is just a bearded face or whatever, stashed face. And there's not really too much that's like amazing about this, if anything. There's nothing that really stands out, I guess, aside from maybe that new sword and the shield. This piece is pretty easy to get in this color, if I'm not mistaken. The helmet, I guess the dual molded legs are pretty cool, but yeah, that's just my 2 cents. All right, next pack. And inside, oh, it's the Sentai, or whatever you want to call it. And this is a figure that doesn't have so many pieces or anything like that, but feels worth it for $5. Not only is it one of the most original ideas here, and I said you could call it whatever, some people call it the Super Warrior, some people call it a Power Ranger, but also just the design here is just really interesting. I love that gold finish to some of the printing. I love the printing all around, whether it be on the side legs, or sorry, side arms, those aren't his legs, what am I saying? But he does have dual molded legs. He has some back torso printing, and this molded helmet is awesome. It's just a really nice piece. I like how smooth it is, and I could see a lot of people using this in different settings. Now, inside, his face printing is a little on the bland side, and he doesn't even have an alternate face, but that's not a big deal. And this green energy sword is actually a really cool recolor of an existing piece. All right, next pack. And inside, it is the Marine Biologist, I think it's called. And here is the diver, Marine Biologist. And this is a little more interesting than I thought. Okay, so first off, I gotta say, I am sick of divers in LEGO because it's just a very common theme. I mean, LEGO City this year is getting some sea exploration stuff this summer. The first CMF series had a diver that was basically on the level of this one's figure design. Though the best part with this figure is this new turtle. This is a fantastic new piece that's very well made, and you can hold it from the bottom there. It seems to be dual molded as well. That's cool. Here's the thing. What's interesting that I didn't expect is that this does come with an action pose piece as well. And how they do it is they actually use a stamp piece at the bottom, and then they put it through the little flippers. That works because a lot of the times when we had figures with flippers in CMF series, they would never stand on the stand. So this actually makes it stand on the stand, and I like that. But still, I'm sick of divers, so this figure design is really bland to me. I was going to say like the face printing underneath, but it's okay for the sincere look of the eyebrows, and then there's no alternate face, so that's pretty lame. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Best part, of course, is the turtle. Next pack. And, oh, it's another Torment Night. I mean, we're doing pretty good with duplicates. We only got 3, and we got a lot of other figures. I guess at this point, 11 figures, so 3, 14. So we're 11 for 14, that's good, but that means more duplicates are going to come pretty soon. And for figures on this bag, I'm still missing this guy, this girl, and this guy. I actually do not really care for the karate guy besides the hairpiece, drone guy besides a few pieces. I do really like that rocket engineer, rocket scientist. And, oh, another Viking, so that's still pretty good. This is definitely not a duplicate that I'm on getting. All right, next pack. Ooh, that was, felt like I cut something. But, okay, good, I didn't. But this seems to be the drone boy. And for the drone guy, or drone kid, or whatever you want to call him, this design does have a new piece right here, which is for the top of a drone. You actually attach these propeller pieces via little accessory holes, so that's kind of interesting on how that comes out. And this attaches to a LEGO Overwatch gun piece, as I say, as I try to put this on. And that has that stud at the top, so you just put that little circular tile there and then plop this on. It makes for a pretty cool looking drone. I'm just kind of sick of LEGO drones because they appeared in a lot of sets this year and last year. There's also this nice corner tile piece which has a controller for it. I can see that used for different situations. And this guy does have a pretty interesting recolor of this hat piece in a bright bluish green. I also like this torso here, which some people are saying is a reference to Time Twisters with Timmy or whatever with the T. But that specific logo is actually from the Monorail set in 1990, right? 1990? That was when it came out, but it's one of the rarest LEGO sets, and also a lot of people say it's one of the best LEGO sets. So interesting stuff going on here. All right, next pack. And it is as I procrastinate. Oh, just another Keytar Player. So that's our third. Yep, our third one. Okay. All right, next pack. And, oh, it's Green Brick Guy. This is a good compliment to Series 18's red and blue brick people, but to me, I don't know, they should have just kept this as something maybe in a promotional set as opposed to somebody in a CMF series at this point. It was kind of much when we got 2 of those in Series 18. And the celebration here is 10 years of the LEGO minifigure. So we get this 2x2 tile that says 10. Okay, it's kind of weak. I do like the hairpiece here where it's a new color for, I think, Soldier's hair from LEGO Overwatch. But yeah, there's not even an alternate facial expression here. This is just kind of a weak figure in my opinion. Next pack, we're missing the Pirate Girl, also Rocket Scientist, and the Karate Guy. And another Torment Night, so that's our third. I'm going to say this here, but I know you guys will probably ignore it, but don't ask me for some of my duplicates in the comments. Trust me, I can't send them, I'm sorry. But, you know, they will be used, they will be played with, don't worry. Next pack, let's see what we got. And, oh, another athlete. You know, they delayed the summer 2020 Olympics, but it'll still be called Tokyo 2020, but apparently it might even happen as late as summer 2021. Of course, with this global pandemic, I mean, I don't know what to expect. Anyways, the athlete. And next pack. Another Viking, which that is good, I like that. Yep. Next pack. Inside, oh, another drone guy. And that is our second one of the drone guy. And for the pieces that make up the drone, the lighting and everything. But you can see those 4 propellers, that new base drone piece, or I guess the base was really this Overwatch gun. And then we have that printed tile and that 1x1 tile. Next pack. So what's inside? Another brick guy. He says hi. And let's open up this one. It is... oh, yes, the pirate. So, man, I like a lot of parts of this, but as a whole, I think this is a weak figure. So we do get this new hair hat combo, which is pretty fantastic. I like the tri-hat there, and we have the hair. And now this is a piece that's not exclusive, but it's exclusive to here for its coloring, where we have black and then kind of this orange, because it also comes with a figure in a set I just reviewed, which is Pirate Bay. That one has tan and a brown tri-hat up top. So that's kind of cool how they release these side to side and have 2 different versions of them. But it's also nice to get the torso and the legs, which we don't get too much female pirate attire. Also, the face print's pretty cool with the chipped tooth and the little mole there. You even get an alternate facial expression. But I think where this figure is lacking is the accessories. All it has is a very common and easy to get cutlass. They didn't even give a second accessory. Would have been cool to maybe get some gold or something special, maybe a special piece. I don't know. I guess they really put the new mold budget into this hat right here. All right, so this is our 25th pack. We have 4 three-peats, 6 repeats, and then we have 14 unique figures. We're still missing 2, which I think is the Rocket Scientist and the Karate Guy. And we get another Llama Girl. That's Llama number 3. And let me wide shot it, just in case you're curious about who we got so far. But let's go on to pack number 26. All right. It is another athlete. So that is actually our 4th athlete. Still ticked off they're using this hairpiece in this coloring in 2020 in the minifigure series. There's just a lot of other CMFs with that same exact hairpiece and that same exact color. Like, make a new ponytail piece, or give me a recolor of, like, another ponytail piece, like, say, Rose Tico's hair. That's a really good hairpiece that we only got in 1 color. Anyways, another Pinata Kids. That's our 2nd. Jeez. Without the accessories, this is a very barren minifigure. Baron Trump, that is, because that's who he looks like. Good pun? No? Alright, next pack. Next pack. is another hip-hop Breakdancer. I'm just starting to realize that that is actually, seems to be like a remake of that hairpiece that already exists. I love it when LEGO makes a piece that looks like two pieces together. It's just like amazing continuity. Alright, next pack. Hope I remember to keep one of these packs like pristine, because I like keeping a pristine pack, but I always end up cutting them all. And that is our third Pinata Kid. LEGO Fortnite Series 20. Will this be the pack I keep pristine? Let's see. I'm opening up through the back. Okay, so basically, as long as the back isn't too ripped, it will look pristine from the front. But I just noticed I cut it terribly. That's great. Come on. Oh, okay, this is not the pack I'll keep pristine. Dang it. No. Okay, it's another Pajama Girl. And that is our second copy of that figure. That hair on. Bam. Alright. Next pack. And it is another Breakdancer. That's number 3. Alright. Next pack. And, oh, Peas in a Pod number 2. Just notice she has super slight printing at the back of her torso. But that is our second copy, once again. Okay, next pack. Second pirate. Arg. Alright, so this is pack number 34. We're still missing those 2 figures. And that's our third Pajama Girl. Looking forward to seeing this hairpiece in more colors. I'm really looking forward to getting this guy now, because I remember that this piece right here is just very interesting, as we don't know if it's dual molded or if those are just shorter bars. That's what I'm curious about. So maybe my hype level for him raised just a bit. And we have, what is that? Like, oh, I guess that's, nope, that's our 4th Torment Night. Yay. So we only have 4 of this guy and the athlete, my 2 favorites. Yay. Next pack. Oh my frickin' gosh. So this guy is a 5 per box. That's great. Oh man. I mean, I'm complaining, but getting that helmet, even if it isn't like exclusive or much, getting 5 per box, that's actually a pretty good way to army build, you know, some castle stuff. So it's not the worst thing. But let's see the next pack. And, oh, that is actually only our second Super Sentai, Super Warrior, or Power Ranger, whatever the heck you want to call him. Interesting. So I only got one other one of him so far. So this might be one of the more rare ones per box. Okay. Let's see what's inside this one. Hopefully one of the ones I'm missing. And, oh, actually our third Super Sentai, Super Warrior, whatever the heck you want to call him. And I'm glad to get repeats of him, but I do hope, and I don't think it'll ever happen, but that we would get like recolors of this in different colors. That would be just so awesome. But yeah, again, it's not going to happen. It's very niche and specific. And no, I'm not talking about in series 21 or 22. It just has like, I don't know, promotional set or something. Again, never going to happen. Inside here though, it's our second marine biologist. Yep. Still amazed that we haven't gotten this and this yet, but I guess at this point it's probably going to be this pack. When I start saying that, it starts appearing the pack light on. And, oh, called it. I didn't even feel it up, but I freaking called it. Oh, and you can actually fit that rocket to the left there. That's not bad. So I think this, we've opened 40 so far, so this would be 41, so we're 2/3 of the way there. And we're still missing Karate Guy, or Martial Arts Master, whatever you want to call it. And we got our, what is that, third of the Marine Biologist. Yeah, the minifigure is boring, so... Ah! Turtle! No, not the turtle. Okay, turtle. I really like this piece. I could see that Marine Biologist being a very common one, but hey, we have as much of her as we have as a Super Sentai, so we'll see which one has more at the end of the day. Anyways, oh, there's our last figure. Okay, so there are a few parts I like about this figure, and to answer the question, is it dual molded or is it just 3 separate pieces. Well, nope, just dual molded. I would have preferred if it was 3 separate pieces, because then that means we would have a shorter bar piece, which would be kind of revolutionary, like a bar that short. But I guess I want to save that for another time and not just as a random part of this figure. It's still a pretty cool nunchuck design, and I like how that came out. Also like this hairpiece in black. And you do get an alternate face at the back where he looks pretty happy. I do like the LEGO logo on the torso. That's kind of cool. But as a whole, not really digging this figure because we got other martial arts people in other series. Doesn't feel very unique. And he just has one accessory, and that's it. Meh. Really, you know, $5 worth. Yay. But that completes this series and the set of 20. So this is something I will review in a little bit. And I don't know if it will be today. I don't know. It'll probably be by the weekend, so stay tuned. But we still got a couple packs to go, so let's see what we get, and then we can have a full box breakdown. Next pack. And this is the descent of repeats. But let's see. Oh, that's our second of the rocket scientist. It isn't rocket science. Ha ha ha. Alright, next pack. It's our, what is that, third of the drone kid? Release the drone. Next pack. And what we got, oh, it seems like a green brick guy. And that is our third. I'm sure this probably has 5 in the series though, because I remember in series 18 they were like some of the most numerous throughout the packs. Is that the right term? Numerous? Some of the most common. That would be a better term. Alright, this is going to be attempt number 2 at opening an undamaged pack. Let's see what if I can do this, you know? I don't know if I can do this. Yes, I did it. And actually it gives us our second Karate Kid. Look at that chipper smile. Next pack. And it is, what is that? Number, okay, that is the third Pirate Girl. Maybe I should save the numbering for like this part because I have nothing to say now. Alright, this is going to be my second attempt at keeping a pristine Series 20 pack. Let's see if I can do this. It is Peas in a Pod number 3's in a pod. I can see her also being a pretty common one throughout the box. So we have 12 left, and at this point I'm going to do the pairs of 3 open. You can tell, that's when I start getting bored. Okay, we got this. I'm going to be opening up 3 at a time. Hopefully I don't cut anything important. So our first pack, oh, Sentai number 4. Okay, he might be a more common one in this series. Second pack seems to be, oh, is that Peas in a Pod? I didn't write too well. So much for efficiency. Yep, Peas in a Pod number 4. And Pirate Girl number 4. And there's that group of 4s. And this design in the middle. I'm just BSing at this point. I have nothing else to say. Sometimes I say that where I go like, I don't know what to say, so I just start saying this design, and then I'll pull something. But I've already said enough about all of these, so... Oh, actually, wait. I do got something to say. Okay, so Peas in a Pod. Apparently, I saw like a leaked picture or something like that. We will be getting like a different version of her in Build a Minifigure. In terms of like a different coloring for the Peas part. But who knows how long LEGO stores are going to be closed for, and that's going to prevent us from getting it. Okay, another pack of 3. And I was just holding one of these and I felt the turtle. So my guess is one of these is a marine biologist. I forgot which one. So just like, yeah, it was like a minute ago or something like that. I didn't cut any pieces there because I cut kind of low there. All right, so yep, there you go. Marine biologist was 1. Oh, it was 2. And that means it is a very common figure in this series. I'm not surprised. And Drone Kid is 3. I don't know. So what is that? That is, oh, I should have done this before I started recording, but okay. 4 and 5, so there's 5 per box. They don't exceed 5. And then this one is 4. Our next batch of 3, which is our second to last batch. The bad batch, as they say. Right, that's a Star Wars reference, right? Inside, brick green rocket scientist and Karate Kid. That's our 4th green brick, and 3 of Rocket Scientist, and 3 of Karate Master. I also just noticed I put her in the pile of 3 and 4, but I never put her in the pile of 2, so I actually have 3 of her in total. Alright, our last 3 packs. Oh, we got actually Rocket Scientist number 4, Karate Master number 4. That's funny how like I was not getting them for the longest time, and then they're all just at the back. And then Super Sentai, ooh, number 5. So he has 5 per box. And those are our final 3 minifigures. Actually, 2 of my favorites with the Super Sentai and the Rocket Girl. And yes, I intended to put all these on the wrong characters. So for the box breakdown, first off, all the figures at the front there with their accessories and everything. Full in-depth review will come out soon. And for the repeats, to the left, we have the ones that have 3 in a box. So this is a 3 in the box chunk. Then we have the 4 in the box chunk. And then we have the 5 in a box chunk. So some surprises here. I expected like Llama Girl to be probably like a 4 or 5 in a box, and the Athlete to be 4 and 5 in the box, as that one is pretty simple, but no. Surprising to see the Sentai as a 5 in the box. Unsurprising to see some of my least favorites, which are the Knight and this Marine Biologist, as 5 in a box. And I'm pretty happy that figures like the Rocket Scientist and I guess the Drone Kid are 4 in a box. I think those are pretty sought after, especially the Rocket Scientist for myself. And I expected there to be 5 in a box for Green Brick Guy. But that's it for the box breakdown. So the checklist sometimes has some interesting stuff at the back. This time around, pretty interesting that they have a 10 years of LEGO minifigures thing there. Would be cool if they had maybe a little history or something, but I'm not complaining. And at one point, they actually had teases for the next LEGO Minifigures Series, but they stopped doing that, and that made me sad. Got some instructions for some of the figures there, but that's it for this box opening. Let me know in the comments which one's your favorite, and if you agree that this series isn't the strongest. Not really a fan of this series even after opening it all, but I'll go into that with my review, which hopefully I'll link here if I remember. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.